And our government will be there, okay, what do you need? What capital do you need to build whatever you're talking about? And we will put the capital towards it. Mm-hmm. And even if they fail, it's okay. At least we tried. So if people with like genetics, we intend to have a very high-end genetics industry in our nation. So when we figure out the new medicines and all that, we don't care if you fail with trying to find a cure for malaria. We just care that you try. Mm-hmm. And if you fail 1,000 times, we don't care. It may be the 1,010th time that you figure it out. So we want people to you want to give them the ability, just keep trying your best. And don't worry about failure, because failure to us is never failure, but a learning experience.
David, one thing I forgot to ask you, you talk about this. How long are you busy already with this after you're living for a while in Southeast Asia? How long are you busy with this plan?
Well, this plan started literally 10 years ago.
10 years.
And it started 10 years ago. That's when we started. And, of course, as ex-military guys, we plan out things very detailed. Mm-hmm. So it took years of analysis, years of study, in order to determine what was the best strategy. We went through many iterations of how to implement this plan, because as far as we're concerned, when we go, we want to be ready on day one, and now we are ready. Secondly, certain things have changed in the America that now is showing the gross incompetence of the leadership in this country. Mm-hmm. A lot of African Americans, in order for them to understand that we can have a better opportunity for ourselves, they need to see the failure of this nation. Mm-hmm. And when I mean that, the deficit. The United States government has one of the largest deficits in the world. The inequality that still exists, even though there is a black president, I don't care if the next 10 presidents are black. Mm-hmm. The bottom line, America is no longer a democracy. It is a dictatorship by capitalism. So this country is run by corporations. And now we published the plan approximately 4 months ago, and now we are ready. We know that we are so ready to talk to the world and answer every single question with regards to this nation. We have done our homework, Brother IAAC. Okay. And that is why we are talking about this right now. And, of course, in all of those years, we've made many connections with various individuals throughout many countries itself, and now it's time to bring forward this on the international stage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Brother David, I don't know if you have more things to say. I want to thank you for the interview. You can spend maybe a few minutes saying something. Maybe there is something that you have on your mind and you want to say to the listeners. Go along.
Once again, I would like to thank the listeners for tuning into the show itself. And if you don't mind, sir, would you allow me to read a?
Of course, give all the information that you have. Put everything out.
Yes, I would like to read a document that I put together, mm-hmm. and it will take me about. If you give me 10 minutes time, I would like to read this document.
Yeah, so go along. You have the time.
Okay, sir. It is with great honor and humility the International African American Caucus talks to you people of the world in all of your nations. We present our unalienable right for creating an independent African American nation from the homeland of our ancestors. We make our declaration to make permanent in the international consciousness of our fundamental claim to sovereignty and our formal request for you citizens of various nations and the African American people for your political advocacy to achieve this noble purpose. The open wound on the heart of humanity is the subordination of man to man, and of one people to another people. Throughout the course of antiquity, many were compelled to pursue the right to be the masters of their own fate. Today, a representative segment of the African American people is compelled to pursue this absolute right. No longer will we limit the expanse of our potential and our quest for the ultimate freedom to alter one's life both individually and collectively. The unifying event in creating the African American nation of people had its genesis in the greatest catastrophe ever to strike the African people, and that is the African slave trade. Our ancestors' transit across the middle passage of inhumanity to the, quote, new world of toil and tribulation was forged by an effective and systematic process to abolish the soul of liberty and mold a beast of burden. Policy was created in the halls of liberty to declare African slaves inferior, subhuman, and worthy for the perpetual colonization of their mind and body. The American Constitution declared non-free people were to be counted 3/5 a human being without any right to vote for themselves. Since slavery, we indeed acquired civil rights and to be acknowledged as more than 3/5 a human being. Yet, the minority population in America will never be a legislative majority to guarantee the creation and implementation of policy that benefits itself and society as a whole. Are we to forever live in a nation that has the clear power to create and determine our destiny? How can a people remain enthusiastic when rewards so earned? Liberty's evasion of the non-free is a hypocrisy fused in the saga of American society. Slavery created inherited prejudices with its roots deeply entrenched in the social soil of America. We urge the leaders and people of your great nations to reflect on this truth. To the African American, the past is not merely the past. Its effects are part of the here and now. The culture that was born in the experience of bondage has passed from generation to generation. The African American came from the wretched poor sowing the seed, while the strong reaped, and oppression, miscalled law, stood guard. The heritage of racism still prevents the African American to feel himself master in his home and land. The eternal voices of our ancestors resonate in our minds from the watery graves in the abyss of the Atlantic Ocean, from the limbs of sacrifice among the trees of the continent of North America and South America, and from the soil of the earth where fractured souls lay. They say, you have been born with the right to return to your motherland. They say, restore our dignity and build a nation of the future. They say, possess your freedom. The African American, representing 14% of the U.S. population, wields an estimated $1 trillion in purchasing power this year. We are the 15th largest economy on the planet. Based on individual population, we are the 33rd largest nation on Earth. With 10% of the African